First impressions of Brian were, here's this lengthy young man with a cannon for an arm, and you could tell he had the mentality for quarterbacking. I mean, you can have a guy throw it a mile, but if he doesn't get the concepts, you're throwing the ball against the brick wall. And he really understood what we were trying to do, and I think he got excited about that. Hey, you're dropping back and you're not looking at the receivers at all. You're looking at the secondary. And the secondary is going to tell you, what they're doing is going to tell you where you're going to throw it. I mean, you could see the gleam in his eye when he started to understand that. And then you knew, okay, this guy's physically a quarterback, he's mentally a quarterback.
You saw in him was competitiveness. Just an unbelievable competitor. He just refused to lose. He was just an unbelievable athlete, and certainly football is where he made his mark in the long run as a basketball player his freshman year, and then a huge impact on the varsity team as a freshman in 2001. And you knew you had something special in him. On the mound, he was unbelievable, and at the plate, even better.
I was able to coach Brian with the Chicago Bears in 2016. We signed him initially as our backup quarterback, but about a third of the season in, because of injury, he becomes our starting quarterback. Immediately, you can see once the job became his, the professionalism, the things that he had learned, the way that he commanded the room, the way he talked to his teammates, the way he handled the quarterback room. He was extremely coachable. Even though he had already had experience with somebody else and had success doing other things, he came in with an open mind, so it was an easy guy to coach because he challenged you in the right way, but a great person inside and out.
It was pretty clear to everybody, by the time he got to junior year, playing multiple sports, and he certainly, by sophomore year, going into junior year, had to say, you know, at the next level, college, you're starting to think about that. Do I do both? But high school, it's nice to say, yes, that does happen. And it's wrong for high schools to say, no, you got to concentrate on one. What helped Brian was that, hey, everybody's encouraging you to do both. Brian, play them all.
Well, winning the title in 2002, our first ever in school history, he was a sophomore. He was the starting pitcher in the championship game and pitched a great game and gave us a chance to win there in the end, which we did. I think what got lost in a lot of that is he was such a good pitcher, but also an amazing hitter. He still holds the record for most career home runs. He was a force at the plate and certainly on the mound too.
There's always a common bond. We're talking about people who went to Saint Ignatius, specifically who played under Coach Kyle and Coach Restifo. What he stood for as a man, as a father, as a teammate, as someone I could coach. But the reality is there's a common bond between all of us just because of how Coach Kyle and Coach Restifo really brought us along in teaching us the game of football and more importantly, the game of life. And it was seamless when Brian was in the quarterback room. It was an unspoken thing. We kind of just looked at each other. We kind of knew what each other was thinking. And it was an unbelievable experience for me and a privilege for me to coach him.
Excellent example of what we would want in our Hall of Fame. He was a young man that came in and realized that academically he wanted to step up to the challenges. You can see, just follow his life, he loves the challenge. He loved the toughest challenges he could get. Now, Brian, here he is with the Cleveland Browns, and just having that opportunity to be in the stadium where he was a little kid that watching all the great Browns teams with Bernie Kosar and all that, and he gets to go out there and pull one out for the Browns.
Well, Saint Ignatius really prepared me for a career in football after I left there, whether it was Michigan State or the NFL, by the program that Coach Kyle had installed and ran there for a long time. It was a very professional program. Learning how to play quarterback from Coach Restifo really set me up for what my career would become. And I learned that from an early age. Even though I was just on the freshman team, he would come over and give some pointers, and I'll never forget freshman year going out for quarterback on the freshman team. There was 15 kids who wanted to play quarterback. Now to be sitting here and being inducted with some great members of this Hall of Fame, it's truly an honor.